Back off to Sears. Sears on the drive, just as Pat mentioned, with this heavy guard look, the four guards, they are tough to contain from the floor. 7 of 7 from the line in overtime to put it away in Gainesville. Good hands, quick hands by Reitzel with the steal. Abdul Rahim struggling in the last 3 games, 3 of 17 from beyond the arc. But
well, Georgia's guards have got to take care of the basketball. That's a third deflection.
Ooh. Demery tried it against Nelson, but that's the 29th block of the season for Grant Nelson.
So they will turn it over higher than normal.
Jalen Deloach in the game. Good find on the inside, and that one will drop to stop the run. It was a head inside. Deloach lost to the handle. Yeah, turnover number 6 for Georgia.
That play did not look good from the start.
Estrada, corner 3, another miss from outside the arc. Alabama is 0 for 7 so far outside the three-point line. So what do? You take it to the basket, and that's what Mark Sears does. He's got 4. A little help from Jalen Deloach.
And he is relentless, isn't he? Just putting his head down, attacking, finishing on the opposite side of the rim.
Quick answer by Diabate. Count on that being in the basket on the other end.
Right.
Sears.
Good catch.
By Nelson. Nelson drops it in. Alabama is 0 for 7. They go inside again to Nelson, working on Chiwa, 2 more.
And that was just great offense.
Melendez. Chiwa trying to go to work on Nelson. Won't drop, and a rebound. 6 of 11 outside the three-point line. Nelson to the basket.
And you see Big Russ Chiwa, it probably about a 28% clip, but he can knock it down.
Melendez turned it over. Here's Estrada back the other way. Looks for the lob, and throwing it down is Griffin. First points for Rylan Griffin, and here comes Alabama. 11 against LSU, but that game winner to pull it out here in this building, playing with some confidence. And there is a 3 from Estrada. He was really close to the line, so the officials will check. Couldn't hold on to it. Estrada will try for 3, and Alabama heating up.
Well, they're just so good.
Put them up 17-2. Estrada, three-pointer on the way, is good. Reitzel finally at that position.
Well, even making that catch on the baseline to facilitate that great pass underneath. Goes up strong, finishes.
Diabate at the line.
Now, I have to say, I'm very surprised that that's Alabama's first make from the free throw line.
Hill to Chiwa. Rejected inside by Diabate. Alabama gets a stop. Final minute, first half. Sears, good pass inside, finding Stevenson for 2. Wasn't in the rhythm in the first half thanks to a couple of fouls. Misses that here, Sears. Sears trying to get going. Had 4 points in the first half. Was Demery. Sears and Demery go down. They play on. You can hear it right behind us, but you get a road win against the top 75. That's a quad one. But again, Georgia just 3 spots outside the 75.
And Thomason, both of them already at their season averages.
There is Griffin with a pull-up for 2.
Add a little bit more in the scoring department, you'll be right there.
Demery tried to get it into Chiwa, turned it over. Here's Reitzel off to Estrada, who reverses it up for 2.
Well, that's
Crimson Tide. Estrada transition 3. Set shot at this point.
Yeah, just put me in the deep, deep, deep corner. Nobody bother me.
How deep? Down the vomitory there?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, away from any harm. There's Estrada with the basket.
And that's what Hill can do for you. Make plays for others.
Melendez to the bench with his 3rd personal foul. 1 of 2.
Which, if you're not making shots, how else can you win games on the road?
Sears fighting inside. Won't drop, but there's the follow by Stevenson.
And there's
Well, if you're Georgia, the one thing about the free throw shooting is you're putting the guys you want at the line for Alabama at the line, but Alabama battles there.
Yeah,
we've seen Diabate, we've seen Wagi. They have struggled at the line, and they have. Short-lived celebration as Sears comes back the other way, but there's Estrada. Rare open look for Sears, and he makes Georgia pay. Nothing else outside the original common foul on Estrada on Deloach or Nelson. Nelson answers on the other end for Bama. Down by Walters. Now to Griffin. Griffin with the floater.
Oh, he has been so good from an offensive standpoint, and he was the guy, the X factor for Bama this year. You knew.
He's nodding back in the studio, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Griffin on the spin. Got it, and the foul. In the hotel elevator and got delayed coming over here to Athens. Now that's going to shake you up a little bit, because if you've ever been stuck in an elevator, you're like, well, I'm never getting out of this thing. Do I got to go climb out of that thing at top like they do in movies? But now he's in the rhythm, and he's got 9.
2 hands on that rebound. Mission accomplished. Georgia ball.
Lazy pass. Reitzel makes Georgia pay.
Yeah, that sure was in.
At Stegman Coliseum, Georgia jumped out to a 17-2 lead.
The 3. And they're out enough to prevent Estrada from turning the corner, resulted in 2 free throws.
And 3 personal fouls on. 1 of 2 at the free throw line this trip. And here comes Alabama off the miss. You know they will push, and Estrada gets into the front court. Sears launches and makes a 3.
I mean, that might have been 2.5 seconds. And what made that play? Mark Sears also sprinting to the opposite corner to miss in athleticism.
Kick to the corner. Griffin. Tie game. That's the play. Estrada tiptoes down the lane. No, Nelson with the follow, and Alabama has their first lead of the night against the first place team in the SEC. Sears hits another 3. 17 points for Mark Sears. 13 in the second half. 3-point Alabama lead. 3 bodies down, back behind the play. Sears is going to push. Sears to the basket. He'll go to the free throw line.
Free, so he loses a 30-second timeout.
And looking at Nate right now.
That was the only review of the review he had.
2 run. Melendez with the 4 fouls on the floor. And there is Pat's man, Rylan Griffin, with the rebounds.
Rebound.
Nelson, and a foul is called.
Knew that. And this is the crunch time right here for
Alabama. Remember, it came in averaging. Nelson thought about it, but didn't think twice.
Well,
knocks down the 3. Sears, Nelson again. Yes! Again! 20 for Grant Nelson. Some clock here. Approaching 40 seconds to go. Now on 7 on the shot clock. Sears got through and finished. Mark Sears with 21 points, 17 in the second half. And Melendez gets the basket, so Georgia not done yet. Sears is fouled as he on the season, 2 for 2 tonight.
Catch it, finish strong, or dunk it. And when he's making
hand in on that one, Hill gets it back. Now knocked away by Estrada. Fittingly, another player diving on the floor for a loose ball. Alabama has it.
They went on. Alabama. 1 back-to-back threes by Nelson.
Final 10 seconds here at the Steg. Demery, the rebound by Griffin, and that will do it. The Alabama Crimson Tide tighten their grip as we approach the midpoint of the season on first place in the SEC. They're now 7-1 in the conference with a come-from-behind victory on the road.
Well, then they did it in their style.